Welcome to the Fact Factory podcast, where history meets inspiration. I'm your host, Ishmael Shmaza, and today we are exploring the fascinating world of the Malawi Museum. Joining me is Mr. Kambwembe, the esteemed museum keeper who delve into captivating stories and its significance of these iconic institutions.
What is the most captivating story behind an artifact in your collection, and why is it significant?
Top Mandala Museum. So after that, Anatsekula Kijili Museum. When you are going out, you check on the wall there. There is a label, a plaque, explaining that the museum was opened on 29th June 1966 by Dr. Kamuzubanda, who was the Prime Minister at that time. So they decided to open Kijili Museum instead of using Top Mandala Museum, because Top Mandala was like, and it was built to be a hostel for white European white workers who were working for the company, which was that Mandala there, called the African Lex Company. So they employed some Europeans who were staying in that building at Top Mandala. So when the company closed, they kind of donated the building to the government, and the government turned it to a museum. So they said we need a special building, purpose-built building to house our museum. So they built the Kijili Museum. But Top Mandala remains under Department of Museums, but now it's a storage. It has storage facilities and administration offices. It also has some other uses, some other sections of the museum, especially the research section. Also, so apart from Kijili Museum, then they opened the Zuzu Museum in Zuzu. Will be in the 80s. The document I will send you has all the information. Then they opened the Lake Malawi Museum in Mangoji, should be in the 90s. Then they opened the what we call Tenga Postal Heart Museum in Chiratu around 2007. We also have a museum in Kalonga, which was opened around 2004. Okay. So these are the public museums we have in Malawi now. So in terms of history, I think that's the history of the museum.
Can you share the museum's history and mission, and how they guide your work?
When you are coming inside, there are some posters there, red in color. Just take a shot. They have we call them service charter. What the mandate, the mission, the vision, they are there written. You can even go internet, the missions are there. If you want the missions for companies, just go on their website. If you want their mission for ESCOM, you check on their website, they're always there. Mission statements, the vision, and the mandate. That's what the mission basically is. Something to do with the conservation and promotion of heritage. So it goes towards that. So how do we okay, the mandate is to conserve and promote heritage. The mission, I can't remember, but you can check it there. I think afterwards. So it will be able to help you answer these some questions. But in the museum, basically its work starts from collecting cultural objects. After collecting them, they have to be stored in storage. while being stored, they have to be conserved. Conservation. They do not be lost, maybe through fire, through water, through theft, through decay. Then also some of the objects are put on display in an exhibition for people to come and see, while others are just kept in the storage. So basically this is the work that the museum does. Collection of objects, storage, documentation. You have to provide the information about each of those things. Pictures, information, documentation, preservation, exhibition, even other public events. You can also organize different events.
How does the museum engage with local communities in Malawi, and what initiatives promote cultural exchange?
The section here museum education and outreach services. The number one really engage with local communities. My topic or theme. So, for example, they can go and meet students, learners, school children, community people, other stakeholders with different themes on cultural heritage.
How do you balance preserving Malawi's cultural heritage with making it accessible to diverse audiences?
So you can also think of technology. We are trying also to use technology to engage with people through Facebook and the other platforms. Eddie?
What are some of the museum's most notable research findings or initiatives and their impact?
The museum has a number of sections. So our friends in the research section, they are mostly the ones doing research. We in the education part, we do research, but not as our colleagues. I think the museum was really involved in the research, but some mostly with the partners, not the museum alone. But we may have a partner who wants to do some research, and they can involve the museum in their research activities. So I don't have the details right away, but if we check with our research section, they have done several research activities. Yeah, some of the activities involve the archaeology. You have ever heard about these animals which are no longer available there? Yes, there's this one called the rhino. What they call it? Such like that. But they are saying there was a big animal in the past, like a recent dinosaurs. So they have done archaeology in Skalonga where they discovered what they call Malawi sonas. Have you ever heard about that? There's a skeleton in the Skalonga Museum of a dinosaur. That was a result of a research that was done in Malawi. So they have done a lot of, especially archaeologists, researchers, done a lot of that. Our friends in the research section, they do a lot of what we call natural history research. They are scientists, they do research in birds, insects, mammals, and other animals. But there's also another section, they do research in what we call ethnography, research about culture, different cultures in Malawi, their ways of life, their language, clothing, dances, and the like. Okay. I remember there was one new research which was about safeguarding endangered musical instruments among the yao, the Rome and the job. Another sponsor American embassy. Every year American embassy American sponsor. What they call ambassadors fund for budget presentation. These are some of the research which are happening.
What operational challenges does the museum face and how do you address them?
One of them is that resources to expand, to build more museums, to employ more people. Those are challenges. Resources to employ people. The museum is government in general don't have the right number of people it requires because of resources. Knowledge, maybe to find people who are very good in museum things, it's not easy. Most of the schools don't teach about the museum. Maybe it's now that the schools are waking up to think of bringing programs about the museum. You try to force the government to provide more resources. We try to find resources from elsewhere. We provide promotions, donors, and the like.
So, how has working at the museum influenced your understanding of Malawi's history and culture?
Yeah, working for the museum has definitely exposed us to the area of culture and history. We have met different people who are historians and cultural experts who have come with their different projects. So we have worked with them. So that has exposed us more to history and culture. And we have also done a lot of our own activities. So some of us have even gone to school to study culture. The document I was sent you was written by someone who was with us, but he now left. He's now at the Zuzu University. So people like him, they have really, maybe the museum has influenced them maybe even to study for programs to work with history and culture.
So, how does the museum address the legacy of colonialism and its impact on Malawi's cultural heritage?
This is difficult because the museum did not start from Africa. Museums were started by Europeans. So if you copy something from a European, from someone, how will you change it? Yes. It's difficult because museum as a concept comes from Europeans. We just borrowed the concept of museums. Why museums were like our necessity, so they are not common, something rare, something unique, something fascinating. Mina azungwanja anapita kwa China. After zifu kuchena zimezo sana pasajidwi. Went to Europe kulibe. So they brought them to what? Europe. Kumasuka kumagosama museum. That was the idea. So they came to Africa. That was if you know the azungu and that was if something in Zakata in Africa. Egypt, Ethiopia, West Africa. Amalanda mina akagonjetsa mfumu ngati fuje makali zinthu munyumba wake muti amatenga nzima mina zina za golide nazosema different objects anatenga. So if we are now copying from Mzungu, of course if we are showcasing zinthu zathu Malawian culture, the idea that we want to showcase zinthu zopasa chidwi mina zinthu